Supernatural fans, I thought this episode would be the best birthday present ever for me because of Charlie's return, and yet it turned out to be the worst. My heart aches right now. It got me right in the feels, people, right in the feels. So, this is Mel, reeling from the aftermath. That is episode 1021 of Supernatural. It's titled Dark Dynasty, which aired May 6, 2015. Guys, can't we just forget this episode ever happened? I mean, I can't handle it. How many more hits does Team Free Will need to take? So if you haven't gathered already, the episode ends with the death of Charlie Bradbury by the hands of Eldon Stein, the crazy guy who was willing to rip off his own arm to escape. I mean, really? But back to Charlie. Why did she have to leave the location that Castiel and Rowena were hauled up in? Why not find another room within that location for some privacy if Rowena got to be too much? So many what ifs. And while I admired that Charlie wanted to fight instead of run, I wish that she ran. I mean, looking back now, I guess Rowena's words to Charlie about her loyalty towards the Winchesters getting her killed was foreshadowing Charlie's fate. But as a witch, did Rowena know Charlie's future? Did she foresee it somehow? Or was she just taking what every other evil enemy has said and turned it and caused doubt in Charlie? Anyways, before Charlie's death, Charlie managed to decrypt the codex, and she uploaded it to another location before she destroyed her computer. I'm thinking we're going to experience a Kevin Tram post-mortem email, which was seen back in episode 821, when that video message was sent with Kevin saying, and I quote, "I'm dead, you bastards, so screw you, screw God, and everybody in between." Thankfully, he wasn't dead at that time, but still, same thing. Or same reason for sending email after supposedly dying in Kevin's case, but actually dying in Charlie's case. So I think that's what we're seeing with the upload. But one thing is for sure, Charlie's death is going to snap any control Dean had, and he's going to go on a rampage to avenge Charlie. Dean better make the Stein family pay for killing her, because Charlie was fantastically unique. Unlike any other character on the show, or any other character I've seen in a while. So no one's going to be safe from Dean after her death. They basically killed his pseudo-little sister. I mean, there's hell to pay. And then Sam? He's gonna feel guilty about involving Charlie, and he better feel guilty. While Cass may feel guilty for losing sight of Charlie when he was supposed to be keeping an eye on her. And such a short-lived friendship between those two. But it looks like Team Free Will is back to 3 members again. Why does the team keep shrinking? So, during Dean's interrogation of Eldon Stein, we learn that his family is the source of the Frankenstein legends. Eldon himself has 2 hearts and extra muscles inside of him. Truly gross in my opinion, but question for all of you, what makes the Stein family's Frankenstein tendencies different from what Doc Benton tried to pull back in episode 315? Doc Benton ended up with stitches all over his place, or all over his face, his body. He looked like a quilt. And yet Eldon only had 1 stitch right down his chest. This family is truly creepy. There is no doubt about it. Dean also learns from Eldon that the Book of the Damned can't be destroyed, as it's protected by a spell. So Dean's furious with Sam for the lies about the book, and for all the evasion tactics he was failed to pull off. And you can see that he's quickly losing his temper because of those lies, but Charlie's death is going to tip Dean over the edge for sure. Does Dean know that Rowena was also brought in to decrypt the book? I can only imagine that adding on to Dean's anger if and when he finds out. Although it was brief, it was amusing to see the interaction between Rowena, Castiel, and Charlie. I wish you got to see more of the 3 of them than of just seeing more of Castiel calling Sam for backup while Rowena and Charlie argued in the back. Castiel did learn that Rowena is Crowley's mother, though, and Crowley is trying to find Rowena as quickly as possible. would he be as concerned about Rowena's whereabouts if he knew that she was with the Winchesters of all people? Or would he be worried about what she's trying to do with the Winchesters? Who knows? I guess we have to wait to find out. But I think that's all I can talk about for this episode. Charlie's death is still the main thing that hits me hard. It's just the dominating thought right now. So, on to predictions. First off, here's the official synopsis of episode 1022 titled The Prisoner. Dean is on a rampage. When it comes to the Steins, Dean decides to take matters into his own hands. Sam tries to come to terms with his decision. Now that has got to be the shortest synopsis I have ever seen. So anyways, while I don't want Dean to become consumed by the Mark of Cain, I am very pleased that Dean is going after the Stein family, especially after what they did to Charlie. He is going with a vengeance. Now, Dean's killer urge now has a target to focus on. No one is safe from it. That is for sure. And I can't wait to see it. It seems like Sam is going to experience what Dean did with Kevin when it comes to the guilt. Well, that's what I'm assuming. But this parallel just hit me though. But Dean had lied to Sam about Gadriel, and in the end, Kevin was killed back in season 9. So this time around, Sam lied to Dean about the book, and in the end, Charlie was killed. That is a parallel I could have gone without. But it's crazy to see that Sam didn't learn from what he initially reprimanded Dean for doing back in the previous season. It seems like neither brother learns from the other. They only learn from their own mistakes. Even then, that's rare because they tend to repeat a few things quite a few times. So, in regards to my predictions for the rest of the season, Dean and the Mark will be the focus for sure. This upcoming rampage has to tip the scales further against the Dean. It just has to. But to what point, that is the mystery. So that's all I have to say. I'm still not over Charlie's death, like I keep saying. I don't think I'll ever be. I didn't even get a hug between Dean and Charlie, and I love those two together. Those were like that dynamic was like the closest we'll ever get to know of how Dean would treat his sister if he were ever to have one. And Charlie was that little sister he never got. So, I'm still sad that that's the end of that dynamic too. Anyways, leave a comment below if you want to share your thoughts and theories about the episode with me, or to just tell me what you thought of Charlie's death. Can't be the only one who's all bummed out about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tune in next week for my next Supernatural review. Also, while you wait, I suggest you check out my second crossover city video, because all 3 ideas that I mentioned in the video have Supernatural in the mix. So I hope you check that out while you wait for my 1022 review. Until next time, bye guys.